Hey everybody, Mungo Dark Matter here, and today I'm going to show you how to make a round or a circular house, or as round as you can make a house in a world where you only have blocks to build with. So here's a house right here. I added a porch on the front of it, and here in the front I used these glass cubes around the doorway so that we could have some windows and some more light coming in, and so that we could see out. And on each side I put some picture windows, so you get a pretty good view here. Made the ceiling out of copper. And if we go out here, this is pretty much as circular as you can get something made out of cubes. At least something of this size. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a time lapse of how I laid out the template for this and how I built it. I like to start out by taking a purple piece of wool and marking the center of my circle. You can use any block really, but it's nice to use the colored wool blocks to mark stuff out, particularly in creative, because you can get them for nothing. In survival mode, you may not have the wool and the different colors of wool, so you can use any block. You can actually alternate between sand and dirt, for example, or any other block that you find is convenient to do it with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make like a cross that is going to kind of define the diameter of our circle here. And it makes it easier to calculate out where we will put the blocks. And it also helps us keep from making as many mistakes as you might if you're just doing it without the template. So I put every other one as a red, and then I put white in the middle of them so that I can form a cross with them. And so this works really pretty well. And once you get the cross out, you can start putting each of the ends with the appropriate number of blocks. In this case, we're doing a circle that's 13 blocks in diameter. So we're going to put 5 blocks out on the top of each one of these arms of this cross. And then we're going to connect them together using some diagonal blocks. Once I got the cross laid down here, I want to make a circle around it. Now I'm going to just make the circle here using regular stone blocks, but you can use wool or another material so you can move it easier, particularly if you're in survival, and then just replace them with these blocks. But in this case, I'm just going to start out with the blocks. If I make a mistake, as you see, I make a couple mistakes here, I just pick back up the block and correct it. So by putting out the 5 blocks that I'm going to need at the top of each of the arms of this cross, it kind of sets out the pattern, and then I just have to connect each of the 4 walls together using these little segmented walls that you see here. Now actually I have a choice here, and this is one way we could connect it with these double blocks together, but I decided to make it a diagonal right here. So you can go either way with this. Remember, it's kind of a creative thing in the sense that it's not really a circle because it's made out of cubes, but we're trying to emulate a circle basically. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just complete the bottom pattern, and once we get the bottom template or the bottom row set out, everything becomes much easier because we're just stacking blocks on top of these. So that's how you get the basic shape and how you work out the basic shape. Work out the first level, get it all smoothed out all the way around, and then as you can see I start to add more and more blocks all the way around it. Alright, so now I'm going to speed up the time lapse quite a bit. And I'm building walls here, and you'll see in areas I might stop and remove blocks and put them back in as I'm figuring stuff out. Particularly in the front, I replace some of the stone bricks with just stone. I also fill in the floor here once I get the building up to the height that I want. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start to work on the roof. And I'm using just slabs, so they're half blocks for the top. And I do a bit of stuff here on the roof where I'm just kind of figuring out what the pattern is that I want. You can lay down the half slabs and take them back out and replace them if you make a mistake with this. And so you can kind of do it on the fly and just not worry about making a mistake. Just keep on looking at it and going back and correcting things if you have to. Because it can get kind of confusing when you're making a roof for a circular building like this. So I fill in the whole thing here, and then I decide I want to build it up a little more. And pretty much it's partially a matter of trial and error, putting some of the blocks down. I mean, I have an idea of where I want them to go, but there are different ways you can kind of go with this, and so it's not just kind of a mapped out thing always. You can be a little bit creative with it. And there I have my final building right there, and have not added the porch on to this as of yet. But this is how you basically make a circular house or building in Minecraft. You can actually use this same pattern to build circular towers as well. I'm Mungo Dark Matter, and this has been Dark Matters, and whatever you do, enjoy playing Minecraft, and enjoy the day, and I'll see you soon. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.